All right, Rob, let's get it going. COVID, as we heard Ralph Irvin say at the top of the hour, is wreaking havoc on the sports world right now. Right? Ohio State has several cases. They're talking about now, the officials have denied it. They said right now they're going to play the championship game next Monday, January 11th. But there have been reports that the game could be pushed back to January 18th because of COVID. Then you got Kevin Durant, who had COVID already. I think it was in May.
And he just had a contact, right?
Yeah,
Just
part of the contact tracing. He's out a week, and the Nets will be fine. But they're struggling right now. They're 3-4, and he's going to miss 4 games. So it's, they're going to probably lose at least 2 of those games, maybe.
I ain't worried about that. It's early in the season.
No, but I'm just saying, it's still, they're going to make the playoffs, obviously. But just, he's out for a week. And now the Cleveland Browns, at just about the worst imaginable time, they have their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, with it, 2 other assistant coaches, and a Pro Bowl guard, Joel Bitonio, has it. And then they had 6 players miss last week's game with it, and 3 assistant coaches. And none of those guys are definites, the ones that missed last week for this game. They're hoping that Denzel Ward and a few others might be able to play, but they don't know. And so, Rob, look, I thought as much as I'd like to see the Browns win, because I'm from Cleveland.
I thought you were from Iowa. You just gave me this big spiel about Iowa.
I moved around a lot. What can I say?
I'm confused.
I've moved around America. Born in the South, raised in the Midwest. Now I'm in the East Coast. I've been out there on the West Coast. I've been all over America. That's right. But anyway, I thought Cleveland was going to probably lose anyway. But now I think I'd be shocked if they won this game.
I don't know. I'm not counting them out yet. Pittsburgh, we've seen the ugly and the bad Pittsburgh as well. So I'm not so. I know what the spread is and whatnot, and Vegas and what they're trying.
Now, I think.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is get you to Vegas. It's not about who they think's going to win. They need to make a line where they can get people to bet an equal amount of money, Chris. You know what I mean? Because they win no matter what.
Right.
If they bet, they don't want it to be one-sided. If it's one-sided and then they lose, they get taken to the cleaners. But if it's a good enough spread to get enough action on both sides, they're going to win regardless. But it's unfortunate, but this is where we are in the COVID world.
Right.
We just don't know. The NFL kind of got through it. There's no bubble for the playoffs. Baseball did kind of like a mini bubble, Chris, where they just had a couple of sites where they played the games, right? The playoff games.
Right.
And it wasn't until the last game of the World Series that Justin Turner came down with it, where he tested positive. Baseball was lucky and didn't have any of that, but the NFL, this is scary now. And if you're the Browns, Chris, and if you're these other teams, you got to be petrified. Seriously. What if Tom Brady gets it? You know what I mean? Seriously. Or Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Jones or Devontae Adams or Patrick Mahomes.
You're right.
I'm serious. Like,
you would hate to see
your team
the
not
playoffs
would play
decided.
Right.
But you know what? It is what it is. If it happens, it happens. And I don't want to hear any crying. I mean, seriously, look, my picks, Kansas City and Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. You got the Baltimore, New Orleans. If one of those 4 quarterbacks is out, it is what it is in 2020. You got to treat it like an injury. It'd be like if Tom Brady were out with a back injury or whatever.
Or anything.
I'd hate to see it, but I'm just saying, like, in this strange year, you can't cry about it. Now, I would love if they could somehow postpone a game, and, until the team got healthy. But you just can't do that. You can do that with
Chris.
this college championship game, but you can't do it with NFL playoffs.
You only got 2 teams, and you could push it back, and
Right.
you know what I mean? But you can't do it with the NFL because here's the problem. If you push the Browns-Steelers game back, right, then the other team who wins in the other game, they'd have to wait around. And then what happens, Chris, if you push it back 4 days and then 8 other players get it then? Now what?
Exactly.
Right? And it's not fair
can't do it.
to have the other team be inactive waiting around. So the games have to go on unless you don't have enough players to field a team, which I doubt it would spread like that. But you know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
Well, if that happened,
you would have
and
to you
consider
couldn't play.
what you said, well, would it be a forfeit?
No, I doubt it.
I guess they'd play, but I mean,
yeah.
you throw the schedule into it just in a shambles.
No, you couldn't do it because the longer you have other teams waiting, other teams could get it. I mean, it's just too much.
It affects the whole conference.
Exactly. So
and even the
really
Super
can't
Bowl
do it.
potentially. Yeah. So this is where you wonder, and Lamar Jackson had it, earlier in the season, missed the game. They lost to Pittsburgh. But you wonder, are they better off? Remember, Baltimore went through their scare, right? And, several guys had it. They missed some games.
Yeah.
But now.
Remember RG3 started, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they looked horrific.
Right, and they lost that game. Yeah, it was mind-boggling, to be honest. We know that.
But that's my point. But here's the thing. I just mentioned Kevin Durant. He had it, and yet he has to sit out a week. Now, obviously, maybe the leagues will have different rules, but we don't know for certain. Most people, it seems like you can't get it twice, right? But we don't know that for sure. So I guess that's why they're saying that Kevin Durant has to sit out.
Yeah.
So I would think a Lamar Jackson couldn't get it again, and they'd be better off. He's got the antibodies, but who knows?
Yeah, it would be something. The bottom line is, so you're counting the Browns out?
Well,
I wonder if other people are counting the Browns out.
I'm not saying they absolutely have zero chance, but yes, I'm picking the Steelers.
I'm not there yet.
Stefanski did a great job. They're missing several starters. I mean, most likely. We'll see. Maybe, some of these other guys can come back. And then it's other head coaches you're missing. So, I'm not saying they don't have a shot, but I definitely – who do you think you got to understand why Pittsburgh's favorite.
No, I get that. But I still would pick Cleveland over Pittsburgh. I don't believe – I've been down on Pittsburgh all year, Chris. And I still don't feel good about them. I know they finished with a loss when they didn't play anybody, and they won the big game against the Colts, which was, they were down big in the first half, and they came back and won that game. So I get all that, but
they almost beat Cleveland with Mason Rudolph.
But they didn't beat them. You could say almost woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's like being almost pregnant. There's no
their
such
win
thing.
over Indianapolis because they were down big in the first half, but.
I said they won. All right, but they were down big. I'm just not feeling Pittsburgh.
I hear you. I don't think they're a threat to get to the Super Bowl, but
that team was 11-0, and nobody thought, Chris, that they were making a serious playoff run. Right? Nobody.
And that's why I said, look, 12-4. If you had said at the beginning of the season they were going to be 12-4.
12-4 and non-factor in the postseason. Right.
And host the playoff game, you'd be thinking great season by the Steelers. Really. And I predicted they'd make the playoffs. Not everybody on this show did, but I did.
What? You know what?
I'm just saying.
You know what? Just keep talking. I got something for you. Keep talking.
877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Your turn to weigh in. What do you think? Do you think the Browns are absolutely done? They have no chance of beating the Steelers.
All right, yeah. Jax in Kansas City. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
What's up, fellas? Hey, Chris. Somebody told me I walked away from the TV and missed you on the J5 Capathon last night. Is that true?
Yes. Are you a noob?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was there. I did my little part, bruh.
Nice. Appreciate you, Noob. No doubt.
Yes,
Hey, I got
I
to tell
know.
you this. I got to tell you this because your boy Rob, man, I told him last week, I used to couldn't stand how much of a KC hater he was until you diagnosed it that he's a hater of greatness. And you had your boy Mangini to confirm it for me. So now,
Are
you
we
don't bother
doing
me
this?
at all.
Can you do something fresh material, Jax? Otherwise, don't bother calling in. Can you give us something fresh?
Oh,
That's where
I just had to
that's where I
let
am.
Chris
He's
know.
That's
hating
where I
on you
am
now.
with you. All right. So if you
I
can't,
had to
if you're
let
gonna,
Chris know. So
if you're gonna bring up the
I
same
got
thing
you.
over and over, I'm cool.
Y'all got
okay?
into it, huh?
I'm
When
good.
I was
I got
gone?
you.
Sound like y'all got history.
Nah,
No,
I'm just.
it's all good. I just had to let Chris know. That's all.
Well,
So
I'm just letting
anyway,
you know. Well, next time you text Chris or go on his social media, the next time
Nah,
you bring that up, we're gonna hang up on you. I'm just
Rob
giving
is
it to you.
sensitive,
Nah,
man.
I ain't got to bring it up again. You already know, so it's all good. Hey, as far as Cleveland is concerned, I would rather see, as a Chiefs fan, having to play Cleveland than anybody else in the playoffs. So I don't think they have a chance to beat Pittsburgh with Pittsburgh's best players on the field. They're just not. They're not that good. They're not ready yet. And even as bad as Pittsburgh has played in the last few weeks, when you put Big Ben and them out there in the playoffs, I don't think Cleveland has a chance. I'm definitely writing them off. So we'll see what happens. And no doubt, I got you, Rob. It's all good, baby. I'll holler at y'all.
I'm not mad at him. I tend to agree with what he said. Like, look, I'd love to see the Browns win, but the fact of the matter is they haven't been there before. And even, Rob, if they were fully healthy, and they won't say this, and they may not even feel it consciously, there's going to be a part of them that's happy to be there.
Nah,
They've had a good year already.
I think you're thinking of Pittsburgh, some other team. This is a team
No,
that.
I'm thinking of the Browns.
No, I
happy
know what
to,
you're
you know
saying,
what I'm
but I'm just but Pittsburgh just doesn't do it for me.
No, they're not unbeatable. That's all.
They're not
But
unbeatable.
They're not
I've seen them.
trash either. They're
I'm
not
not
trash.
saying that, but I just think that they can be beat. I don't think that they're that, and their history doesn't matter. Not with an old quarterback, and not the way that they struggled against some weaker teams, and also that bad patch that they had, that 4-game bad patch when they got rolled by the Bengals and whatnot.
Remember,
I can't shake that.
They were playing what every 5-6 days because of COVID.
I don't care. They still should have beat the Bengals.
They got
Carl,
no rest.
In Mobile, Alabama, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Yeah, I give the Browns a puncher's chance because, they haven't been there, and it's just I think they're going to reach down and find something that they haven't had in a long time. Plus, most of the guys playing don't remember all that stuff. And I'm going to go back to Paul Brown, who the team is named after, founded the team. There was a big game back in the early 60s where he got pleurisy and he couldn't go attend the game, and he coached the game from his bed. He had the phone company put up a pole outside his house, and they ran a line all the way to the stadium, and he coached the game from his bed and won the game. So I'm gonna go with the Browns. And
I think there should be some of that with COVID. Like we haven't really seen that, but I don't think there should be anything against these coaches being able to give their input from a secluded.
Chris, I'm sure they are. Just because they're home, everybody has cell phones. Whoever's on the coaching sideline can be in communication. So Eric Stefanski, trust me, will be coaching that game, okay, whether he's in the stadium or not. Greg, in Colorado, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Greg?
Yo, Odd Couple, thanks for having me on.
Yep.
No problem, my man. Where in Colorado are you?
Steamboat Springs, brother.
Nice.
Yeah,
all right,
it's snowing
what you
beautifully
got
out here. First off, Browns ain't got a chance. Second off, anybody that wins this championship this year, it's going to come down to whoever doesn't get COVID.
Well, here's the thing. What if none of the top teams get it? Then it's not coming down to that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so far, you've had a few teams racked by it, but, a lot of the top teams, and the top players have been free of it. I get it. If several top players go down with it and some teams get ravaged, then there's going to be a problem, an advantage. But so far, there hadn't really been an advantage for anybody.
Let's squeeze in blind Seahawks fan in Olympia, Washington. You're on the Odd Couple.
Rob?
What's
up,
happening?
man?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What about you, Rob?
Man, I'm doing all right. Happy New Year. I'm doing just fine.
You too, man. So, unfortunately, I have to agree with Chris here.
Why unfortunately?
Because he loves
You're
me.
part of
and
Parker's platoon.
Well, the Browns, they don't have like their offensive line, their Pro Bowler Joe Batoni or however you say his name. They don't have some of their defense, and if the Steelers have a bad game, which I probably don't think they will have, because Big Ben's probably going to go and win, just because he's getting older. Who knows what will happen next year? I think he's going to play his heart out. He's going to hand the ball off and throw some dots. It's going to be a good game for the Steelers. Browns are just getting screwed with the COVID, and I want to see him do good, but unfortunately, COVID's disagreeing.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, I'd love to see the Browns.
Thanks for the
win,
call.
but I think they're really in a tough spot this weekend coming up.